Windows 10 Best New Feature 1 is the return of the Start menu. Without doubt, the most obvious new feature in Windows 10 Technical Preview is the return of the Start menu. This was a jarring change in Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 for most users. Watch this. I can come down to the lower left corner, click the Windows flag, and I see, sure enough, the Start menu as I've come to know and love it over the years. It's very much like the Windows Vista Start menu, at least initially. You notice that there's a Search Everywhere box down at the bottom. We'll talk about that later in this module. The All Apps exposes your different groups. I want you to notice that we have not only our traditional Windows desktop apps in here, but also the so-called modern UI apps, or the Metro apps, or I guess as they're called now, the latest term is universal apps. They show up here in the Start menu as well. Obviously, your eyes come over here, and we have the best of both worlds, so to speak. We have the Metro or modern. I frankly still don't know what to formally call them. Let's just call them universal apps because that seems to be the most recent thing. And we can right-click these universal apps to unpin them. By contrast, you can pin items from the Start menu by using the context menu, the right-click. The live tiles are really handy because I can see, for instance, the weather in my town here of Nashville, Tennessee. I can see featured items at the Windows Store. You can completely customize how this Start menu behaves. Notice if I right-click an empty area, I have Personalize and Properties. If I go to Personalize, it opens up this control panel, Personalization, Color, and Appearance. Alternatively, if I go to Properties, it brings up the taskbar and Start menu properties, and we can come over to Start menu to see this option. Use the Start menu instead of the Start screen. This means that by default, desktop Windows 10 hides the Start screen completely. You boot to the desktop and you use the Start menu as you normally would. If you do want to use the Start screen, you can simply untick this, log off, log back on, and you're in business. A little bit later in this module, we'll discuss the Continuum user interface, which is another way to blend the desktop and mobile UIs in Windows.